What's going on, family? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of It's Time to Heal podcast. I thank you for taking time to include me, whatever way or time you may be listening to this, whether it's morning, evening, night, whether you're on YouTube or on my podcast channel at Lipson. I thank you for joining. I thank you for taking the time out to listen. Got a very important topic to me today, very close to my heart. First, I want to take time to shout out Richard Lundy. We actually did a interview on this topic, but due to technical difficulties, it never publicized, or I never put it out. May circle back if he got time and he can fit me in his schedule, but shouts out Richard Lundy. So yeah, I'll go ahead and dive right into our show for today. Show for today is near and dear to my heart. I've actually had to deal with this closer than I wanted to lately, the last few months. So yeah, I just want to take the time, and I'm going to get through this, but I just want to take the time and make sure that I relay the information that I want, or, provide some actual methods that I use to get through this. And this that I'm talking about is building resilience. All right. How to overcome setbacks and bounce back. All right. Something I feel that we all inevitably are going to deal with, but I'll, get into that. But again, it's building resilience, how to overcome setbacks and bounce back. Again, I focus more on the building the mental part of it. Again, provide methods and steps and just things to think about, things that you can take right now and incorporate into your everyday life. So, naturally, I always like to start with defining a specific word or a word that's relevant to my topic. So to define resilience is the capacity to withstand or to overcome from difficulties. All right. The capacity to withstand or to recover, the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties. That's the definition of resilience. Now, I'm not going to necessarily put the quickly because I just think, there should be no time limit. We can't put a time limit on, the different setbacks that we may have to overcome in life, whether it's job, whether it's relationship, friendship, whatever, just the various setbacks that we will face in life. Just not going to say quickly, because some things I acknowledge do take time. So, but as I said earlier, this is an important quality. I think it's a must that we all develop. It can be learned. It does take work. It's not easy, but I think this is something we all have to develop in our life. Because as I said earlier, we are going to inevitably get knocked down in life, right? It's going to happen. No matter who you are, no matter what, you're inevitably going to face some type of circumstance that you're going to have to overcome. We call getting knocked down. So it's important to have in your tool belt the right tools to overcome those knockdowns in life. You lose your job. Okay. It's not the end of the world. Develop the steps to take. What options do I have? Is my resume updated? Do I have any networking contacts that can get me into another position or another job? Or, is my job in demand right now? All of these things we can go through thoughts and investigate and research to, find ways to overcome the loss of a job, just for, one example. But as stated, it's inevitable, right? So we need to have this in our tool belt, right? Another reason I think it's an important quality to develop, because I also think that it builds confidence in life. If you know how to face adversity, if you know how to deal with adversity, it gives you a little bit more confidence in going through about your life, because no matter what your day throws at you, no matter what you encounter, no matter who you encounter, you're going to be able to withstand whatever comes your way. If it's a good experience, ultimately good, great. But if it's not, you know how to shake from that and, bounce and, keyword, overcome that, right? And lastly, I believe it does wonders for your mental health. Like, I know, again, going through tough times myself, and tough times is where your thoughts can go places that you never thought they would go. That's where, depression and things of that nature lies. In those tough times. Now, I'm not saying this is just the cause for depression, because, some people are diagnosed and, they can't help it. No matter what happens in their life, they're depressed, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm just strictly talking about dealing with tough times, and your thoughts can sometimes go too low and you end up being depressed and you just can't get out of it, and you don't know why. So again, I believe having strategies or methods or techniques to deal with tough times and overcome them is very important. Okay. Again, it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. Having them with you builds confidence, and it ultimately builds your mental health, right? So just wanted to discuss some of the things that, I personally do or recommend to deal with mental health or issues, setbacks, not necessarily mental health, but dealing with setbacks and overcome, right? So the first thing that I recommend is never do anything when you're emotional, right? When things happen, whether it's the loss of somebody special to you, whether it's, again, a job, we're in that what the F stage, right? We're trying to wrap our head around what just happened. In that time, do nothing, right? Sounds, crazy, but in that time, do nothing. Give yourself time to process what happened. Give yourself time to deal with physically what just happened, right? Taking that time is important, because if not, and you rush to action, that action might be the wrong action, right? Or you may end up saying something or doing something that you may regret and you can't take back, and that one decision affects the rest of your life, right? So you want to give yourself time to process and take in, what just happened, right? That's the first thing I say do whenever the initial thing happens, right? From there, what I do, don't know if, this is for everybody, but I just know what I do. I like to go within. I like to meditate, whether it's for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. I like to go within and, again, analyze, process the situation of what just happened, analyze myself in that situation. What role did I play in that situation? Was I wronged in that situation? Did I play a role in bringing that situation to fruition? And if I did, what actions, right? What actions did I do or display to bring that, right? So you want to go within, you want to meditate and analyze and, but that does get tricky because I know, when we look back on things, those emotions come back up. So that's why I say, first calm yourself, right? Step away from it. Step away from it, whatever it is. Step away from it. Allow yourself time to, whether it's grieve, process, whatever, allow yourself time to do that, right? Then, after we've done those things, we've allowed ourselves time to process what happened. We didn't take any action, right? We looked within, had a accountability check and kind of checked ourselves in that situation and see what ways we could have been better or what role we played in it. Now, I think we're maybe in a better headspace. But before we move on that, I also want to say in that going within, it's not a beat yourself up session, right? What happened, happened. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, right? When you're going within, try not to beat yourself up. If you feel you're getting to the point where you're beating yourself up, step away from that, right? Step away from that. But it is important to look back on the situation and what happened. I think a lot of us in today's times, we don't do that as much as we should, right? And that not just this, on any situation. We don't look back on what happened, what role we may have played, anything, just what happened to get us to where we are, and analyze ourselves and use that as a tool to get better. And that's the approach that you want to take with that. You go with it, go into it with the understanding that you're using this as a tool to get better for the next situation. Because the next situation is going to come, or the next opportunity, right? Hopefully the same situation won't come, but even if it does, now you're better equipped to deal with it because you went through this, you process yourself, analyze what you did or the situation as a whole, and now you're ready to get better because you know to not make that same mistake or look out for these signs or whatever the case may be. So once that's done, right, and that's not a part that you can rush. That may take a day. That may take 2 days. That may take a week, right? That's not a part you can rush. But once you've done that, now remove yourself. And if I can paint a picture with words, take a bird's eye view of the situation, of your current situation. Meaning, look back, look over the whole span of everything, right? What just happened, right? What steps to take next, right? What opportunities are there to take? Do I want to take the same type of opportunity that I just took? Or do I want to go a different route, right? So learn to step back and look at the whole, again, situation. And you can apply that in many different ways. Job. Lose your job. Bang off. Grieved, I dealt with it. Dang, I lost my job. All right, cool. And I was late. Or, I did talk back to my boss. I want the, the best employee or whatever. Okay, dang, got that out the way. All right, now. So now I'm ready to go forward. Did I like that job? Or was it my boss? Or was it the job? Maybe I need to look for another job. Or, I really liked that job. Like, that job was cool. It was, just the people that I didn't get along with or whatever have you. So let me look for another type of job like that. You see, I kind of, and that's just on a small scale. Like, it gets much more complex than that, but I'm just trying to, give examples of kind of the thought process of how to go through these methods or the steps per se, that I'm telling you. And again, I will always say this is not the only way. You will never hear me say, do it this way and this is the only way it can be done. No, I'm just giving you my perspective and some recommendations, I guess you can say, but more so my perspective on whatever topics I present or, share things that help me. Right. So again, romance, same scenario, right? Just lost your boo, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Okay, cool. Messed up. Okay. Or, we ended. Was it me? Did I, play a role in it? Or, did we just grow apart? What was it? Cool. You did that. You processed. Now, let me step back. Before I get in this dating thing, let me fix those things within me that troubled the relationship, right? Let me make sure I know myself well enough, because now I know what I like or don't like in a partner a little bit more, right? Because I've analyzed what just happened. I've analyzed the type of person I was in a situation, the type of person they were in a situation. And now I know, okay, these are the qualities that I don't do well with. So if I see those, now I'm better equipped to bounce back and make a better decision moving forward. And hopefully the next one will be a better experience, right? You kind of, again, small scale. It gets much more complicated than that, but just kind of taking you through the process or the method that I'm kind of speaking to, or the process. But again, I can't emphasize enough that middle part of the analyzing and the figuring out. That's, well, actually the first two, right? Because again, you want to allow yourself enough time to grieve and deal with the emotions of what happened. And then analyze the situation, look back and hold yourself accountable. If you played a role into it, own up to that to yourself, right? Yeah, you can, it's a good idea to go talk to, if it was a other person involved or whatever, go, talk to that person or whatever. But more importantly is you hold yourself accountable. Not beat yourself up, but you hold yourself accountable for the actions that you played, for the roles that you played in the demise or the setback, whatever it may be, if that is one, if it's relevant, right? Always the best thing you can do for the next person or for any person is analyze yourself and use that as a way to get better, right? But you don't want to rush that process, right? You don't want to, I see the next thing and that's pretty and nice, I'm going to go do that. But then you're not ready because you're not healed from the last situation. So then that thing that you saw that's pretty and nice, you turn it to not so pretty and nice because you're still dealing with things that haven't healed from the past. And now you're bringing that into a new situation that could have possibly bloomed and could have possibly been great. But because you're bringing that energy, and it's going to a whole nother topic, but you kind of see how that translate, or, think back, on times when, whether it's relationships or anything, job, you change one job or lose a job, go to a job and doing the same things, and ultimately ended up the same result. Or if not the same result, the same environment, right? Leave one person, relationship end for whatever reason, see a new shiny toy, and I'm gonna go do that. And then it just it ends up being the same cycle, right? That's when that analyzation, that self-analyzation really comes into play, right? So those are the methods or strategies that I recommend, 3 steps that I recommend, 3 stages that I recommend for dealing with setbacks and how to bounce back, right? That last part, like how to bounce back, stepping back, looking at opportunities, seeing if you want to continue in the same road that you were going, or, you want to veer off. Realizing, right? Realizing that it's opportunities to come. Just because this happened, just because this opportunity ended, doesn't mean the next one won't come. Just because it's raining right now, don't mean the sun won't come out, right? But that goes back, to the mental. You gotta know that, right? Until the day you depart this world, you can always continue and look for the next opportunity, and it will come, okay? Until you depart this world, right? So you got to believe that, be strong, be encouraged, and encourage yourself, right? Encourage yourself. When nobody else is encouraging you, when nobody else is building you up, don't forget to build yourself up, okay? That's all I got for tonight. As always, I ask, like, share, comment, subscribe, so you can stay up to date on all my shows and all my topics that I drop. Again, feedback. If you have any other methods or, anything else that you can add to my offering, by all means, share. Because again, it's not about me, it's about all of us. It's time to heal, y'all. Thank y'all. Let's have a good one.